that's my thoughts. I'm thinking it's a 2-0, John. Are you on the 2-0
Yeah,
train?
I'm leaning towards Nova as well on their draft. I feel like they can execute on this. I think the one reason you go mid SF is because it does have a much more manageable matchup versus the Lush in comparison for the Ember. I think the Ember's first two levels might just be a little bit too rough. So you just kind of let the SF mid. You can still handle the LC lane. Although she does get a lot of value from press the attack here, just because you're up against a silencer and an Ember. So it's likely not a lane where you'll want the Searing Chain, so you'll just probably go for a 0-3-2 build on Dong, which is still effective. You can still run down. I wouldn't actually be too surprised if you do go higher in Flame Guard and just farm as well. Like that rather rarer 1-1-3 or 0-2-3 build. I wouldn't mind that at all this game for Dong.
Oh yeah, I don't think you level chains in a lane versus Legion, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not. Too much value on press the attack.
Yeah, so seems like it seems like you got some relatively clean cut builds here. I mean, I still think this Legion can own, honestly. Like there's a possibility of it just like turning this lane inside out. But again, you know, the Supernova got to answer it, right? They got the opportunity to see this Legion and go, right, what are we going to do about it? And you know, they chose to leave the Ember in the lane versus it, and I think they must be confident about this. So yeah, we'll see how it ends up going for them. I'm interested to see it. I'm hopeful actually. I want YYYY to kind of have a bit of a redemption from last game, because last game was rough for him.
Yeah, it wasn't the smoothest time for YYY. Keen to see if we can see a stronger lane coming out. We can see him kind of dominate the way you'd expect the off lane to. Still taking a peek at that mid. I mean, SF versus Lesh. This is not the smoothest time for the Lesh rack. You've got the magic damage to just clear out here on the SF. You can trade blows with Lesh fairly consistently, and if he does walk up to threaten with the split earth, you can kind of punish on Han as long as he has the creep wave in a good spot. So far, not quite the case. So it's a little bit more playable for D-Stones, but I don't expect this lane to get that much easier for D-Stones as the levels go on. Like level 3 for SF with level 2 raises, it's a pretty big power spike for the SF.
Yeah, Han's trying to get in for another Shadow Raise here, but it's going to refresh them. But yeah, we'll be able to keep D-Stones out for a little bit longer, I guess. But now it runs off, yeah. Always interesting to watch SFs at mid, but in the top lane, they're actually trading like crazy out here. These guys are just brawling with each other, and it really is Supernova who are just coming out on top. In fact, they're going aggressively here. YYY is going to take off with the pressing attack, and that will keep him alive just for now. Cheeky little play there from Han. You know, from Dong, sorry. We weren't expecting him to go for the chains, but he saw the opportunity to go for a kill, so he levels it just to try and get the snap initiation onto YYYY. And it almost works out. But YYY was very quick on the press the attack there. And has to be said, maybe a little bit early from Dong to go for the Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains before YYY had purged off the last word. I feel like that could have been a kill opportunity, and now he's going to pay the price for it, as he takes a ton of harass.
Yeah, he is shoved away quite hard. He doesn't have any regen left. We are seeing more regen being fared out by Chola. At the least we'll have some Tangers to play with, but you are sustaining quite nicely for YYYY and Wenhao. And I mean, that's just something you expect when you do have IO in a lane. Of course, you just kind of play really well with regen. It's going to be hard to really kick out that LC as the levels go up here. And I am still keen to see what Dong will want to do. Like going 1-1 right now. Arguably, maybe a 1-3-1 build is best, but again, there's still value in kind of going all in Flame Guard. 1-1-3 here, because you just run down the LC. There's not much magic damage outside of the Lesh rack to melt 3 or Flame Guard, so you can kind of farm and harass pretty well on the Ember as the levels go up. And keen to see what they do want.
A little bit of soft initiation on Sheep down at bottom, but might lead to more than that. They have turned down to... Oh, the assist from the Hellbear Smash and slow down. She actually is just going to make sure that Sheep gets out okay. Get that Sheep to safety.
And they are vulnerable to the wolves running up, or in this case, the zombies running up here.
Oh, nice kill in the mid lane, though. D-Stone's able to run him down. That was very, very slick. As they'll also get the kill up the top. Damn, Observer doing overtime here, catching both of those as that we do lose the Legion Commander. That was unexpected, to say the least.
Yeah,
I
do you
mean,
also
the
lose your
Legion,
Ember?
he did get the Ember, yeah. I think that's probably worth.
It's definitely worthwhile for LRNR.
Bottom lane
Already a
as
bit of a
well.
stronger lane.
Sheep, is he going to get beaten down by Boshi? Boshi needs to get 2 more hits, and he's not going to be able to do so. But, oh, the Monkey King, never mind. He is going to find it there with the decay. Boshi now going to probably trade his life. There's too many creeps upon him to survive, along with those pesky little balls pecking away at him. Quick question, why are balls ranged? It's something I've always wondered.
They have poison spit, I guess. They're like a Dota-specific breed.
Yeah,
So they have their own thing.
Why do they spawn llamas? Because llamas do spit. That would
That'd
make
be
sense.
fun. I think llamas are just too cutesy, but they're not.
Yeah, true.
They're not innocent. Those llamas. They are.
Yeah,
They are
he's
vicious
called
animals.
Beastmaster, and I'm not sure I consider the llamas to be beasts.
I mean, they kind of are, but how often they spit at your face. They are pretty mean beasts. So they are beasts of burden, is the word I'm looking for. There you go.
Do you want to know something really cool about llamas?
Yeah.
So they're one of a couple of animals actually that can self-abort. So if they're pregnant and conditions get really bad, or they get ill, or something happens, particularly rough winter or something like that, then they can reabsorb the nutrients, halfway through development and just not be pregnant anymore, and just in favor of surviving.
That is interesting.
That's pretty
and this
crazy,
move
right?
down onto sheep is kind of crazy as well.
It is. Yeah, Sheep's can't do that, and that is why Sheep goes down there. Big Can gets the kill, and that's going to be a nice little pickup for the Monkey King.
And everything's lining up for LRNR. They've got a solid start for every core. For Supernova, it does feel like they're going to have to dig into recovery mode a little bit. There's a concern with them, like we talked about no play for the supports on LRNR. It's maybe a bit worse on Supernova. Like they definitely need cores to play with if they do decide to make moves here. And it doesn't feel like any of your cores are ready to go, right? Like you are needing initial build-up in Beastmaster and SF. You're definitely not going to drag Dong around too early as well. So you've got a timing issue where LRNR is just ready to go. They've got the stable foundations to go with. They don't need as much farm as well.
What is this? What the hell? All right, well, he denied the illusionary, I guess. Good job. Yeah, he saw the 2 heroes there and we're just like, you know what? My life for the illusion rune. This is worth. Credit to you, Aya. Credit to you.
Yeah, I think
I mean, he thought he could turn
understands.
it back, but he could not.
Yeah, and the runes mean a lot for him to just maintain that spam. He's already behind in the lane, so he needs every little advantage he can get. And we saw in the last game, Supernova were right on top in rune control.
Yeah. And this is a really awkward thing about the top lane now, right? Like, honestly, this all stems back from that really early misplay where he went for the chains too early, and now you just have a point in chains. It lasts for 1.5 seconds. Each commander does not care about that at all, so... And now you're missing a point in Flame Guard. Like, Flame Guard from level 1 to 2 is absolutely insane. Goes from 85 to 190 damage absorb. 10 extra DPS is kind of minor point, but it's a big difference. And I think, Dong is definitely having some regrets in this top lane, I would say. It's really tough for him now.
You can't farm as much as you'd want to. He's still going to hit this phase boots timing well, but the LC just hits so much harder. And it's not going to be comfy
great
to
versus
trade.
melee heroes, right? Oh, mid lane, they managed to get the stun out onto Chola, and that's going to be an easy kill for D-Stones.
Yeah, and now you can kind of open the shove in mid. You don't have points in the Edict, so it's not like you're going to commit too hard for the push. But to keep that aggression going.
No, it just does not stop right now, dude. Like, Lonely Rock and Roll are just on it. They are finding kills left, right, and center. 6 kills already in 8 minutes into the game. This is a complete reversal from last game.
Yeah, they're kicking it into gear. They've actually got way more play in comparison to the side of Supernova. Dong?
No way he dies here. No way. He's got to outplay it, but they've got duel. They got the level 6 on the Legion Commander. No escape. That means Dong is dead, and quadruple wise, sorry, just going to be able to get himself out of there. Easy peasy. This is
no
way
worries.
too good of a start for a Legion.
It's too much coming out. Like a free duel win, the TP out from Sheep just not having that lift on hand, so he had no save. Your Ember pretty hard shutdown on that safe lane this time for Dong. So quite the reversal from the last time we saw him play this. And now they're just ready to run around with the IO Lesh. Like these stones, he has that 1 point in the Edict, not massive, but more than enough to apply some laning pressure now as well. Apply a little bit of push, and they're hunting here.
They certainly are. They certainly are, yeah, trying to run down sheep. This feels aggressive, but do they care? No, they do not. Jesus. Diving the tier 2s at 9 minutes into the game. This is the rock and roll way. TP's down to bottom. They want to try and keep their Monkey King alive. They come in immediately, using out the pressing attack. They'll try to go for the Wukong command. He does get it out, but the Roar is there. Chen trying to get himself away. Why? Looking for the duel is going to find it, and this is going to be damage load number 2 as he hits 20.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, Hannah's actually going to be able to take the mid tower by the looks of it. They have a fortify? They do not. This is big, honestly.
It's a blessing in disguise coming out for Supernova. And you're still making some sacrifices to get that move done. You know, your top tower kind of falls. You kind of wanted to transition to a push down bot after taking a fight. The TPs are on point from LRNR. So you're still all right in map control. You're slightly favored, in fact, with the mid being taken, but it doesn't feel like you're in a position here from Supernova to really use that mid advantage here.
Oh, Hazer actually denied that by the Eastern. Didn't think he could get to it in time, and he might be right as they now try to get on hand. If Han dies here, this is their big hero they need to come online this game, and actually they will be able to keep him alive, and not only that, but get him an assist in the process as well as when Hell goes down, and Han just goes straight back to farming his middle lane. So SF just doesn't seem to be in the same game as the rest of his team. He's just owning. He's having a great time.
And he's the only hero to come out pretty all right in these lanes. Slightly behind in comparison to D-Stones, but not by much. He has his Dragonlance coming through. So he's got more durability, a little bit more reach as well with the right clicks. And he can kind of start playing aggressively if they see that setup come out. Now, LRNR do have the tools on hand, though, like full blade mail up for YYYY, more output, more protection. He can kind of turn that burst damage on the SF against him now as well if Han is not careful. Han is trying to rotate down bot. They know they need to take this bot tier 1 to really maximize that mid tier 1 take. So they'll try to get that push going. They might find a support kill for their troubles, but too speedy.
This feels risky. I mean, they have the global silence if they do try to relocate in, but if they use it too early, then it is always an option for the side of Lonely Rock and Roll. And yeah, Supernova, they're not going to make any crazy plays here. They'll just defend their tower and do it the old-fashioned way. I was worried they were going to go for some crazy, like, tier 1 dive with their Dragonlance Shadow Fiend. Like, yes, your Shadow Fiends had an awesome start to the game, but it's not a hero, and not a build, at least, that you can really kind of force too hard.
Yeah,
trying something, though.
They're still grouped up, and they have the Dominator creep, so they can go for a steady push, but there's enough here to defend for the side of LRNR. Like, they've got the Tombstone that they could drop as well.
Oof, that's some heavy damage. That's some really heavy damage. The Global Silence is not going to be there to cancel out the relocate in, and that's going to cost them heavily, as Han is going to fall, and now there is nothing to protect these heroes as they just come hurtling in here. D-Stones, he's just dishing out the damage. Big cans there as well, and they will take down 2. Huge mistake there from the Silencer not to cancel out that relocate. That is unforgivable, John.
Now, that's surprising. Like, they let out this dual win as well onto the LC one more time. So you've got 30 dual damage coming out here for YYYY.
Shush.
You run aggressively on Han, but his team doesn't fully back him up there as well. Like, if they had a little bit more output in that fight, you could have taken the dual win at the least before dying. And you wouldn't feel as bad about that trade. They'll still force the issue out. They're heading down bot once more. They really need this bot tier 1 gone, but it almost feels like they're bashing their heads against the wall. At the least, there's not as many heroes down there. Big Can does not have a TP. You do have D-Stones kind of ready with his TP, and relocate's half a minute away.
It's yeah. I mean, it cost them a pretty big fight, but they get this bottom tier 1 tower. I mean, credit to Han as well. Like, a lot of players would just kind of go like, oh, bad fight, you know, I'm going to go farm up a BKB, but he still recognizes that he's got the timing to do a bit of damage here, and that's exactly what happens. It's over towards mid. Big Can is just scouting away on the trees, actually looking for Chola here. I mean, This is interesting because he doesn't have Boundless Strike. I think he didn't keep an eye on his timings, or maybe was expecting a stun from someone else. I'm not sure, but either way, no Boundless, no stun, no kill. Wukong was wasted. Bit awkward. And there might get more awkward now. Actually, Dieso's jumping in, but there comes Wenhao healing him up and getting him out. The relocate is there, and they will keep him alive. And actually, why coming in from the sidelines, going straight for the Shadow Fiend. He is locked onto his target, but he's the one who dies. Oh, the Shadow Fiend gets the dual victory damage. I am so shocked that happened, as Dong needs to get himself away. Dieso's trying to chase him down, won't be able to connect here, and the Global Silence actually coming down. That's going to keep him healthy for the time being. He does not have the Pulse Nova going. This is a real opportunity now, actually, for Supernova to just come in and clean up. One more hero, it's all that's left on the side of Lonely Rock and Roll, and it is a Monkey King, so he's going to be able to jump himself to the trees for safety. But holy crap, they actually did it.
That equalizes this game in a big way for the side of Supernova. Like, that's a lot of kills to bleed out. And again, you're finding... I mean, your SF is dying, but at least he's getting the dual wins. SF is a hero that actually uses that additional damage in a huge way once he has that value point in the presence of the Dark Lord up.
Yeah, I really want to watch back this duel. I think the Blade Mail just ran out as the last hit came through, and then there was a Fade Bolt coming in from the side. Let's see here. So jump in. Oh... Oh, what health was he on? What health was that Shadow Fiend on?
Yeah, it's pretty damn low to get that tick off.
Twitch chat, let me know. Come on, guys.
It works out. This works out in a big way.
This is how you pay for the free content, okay? You help out the casters.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, I mean, Supernova, they're not going to be asking those questions. You know, you win by 1 HP or 100 HP. It doesn't matter. A win's a win in that duel for you.
Yeah, outskilled.
The hand's more than satisfied. Yeah, completely outskilled, of course.
And
that did interrupt the Requiem. Han.
Oh, there's a lot coming in right now. They don't have the Global Silence to stop this happening, and this might just be a down. Oh, actually, he turns around. Requiem comes through. That is way too much damage. He gets a triple kill from it. Oh no, it's all going wrong for the side of Lonely Rock and Roll. Ultra kill for Han. Give him the rampage. He's gonna get it. Whoa, no. It couldn't have gone worse. We talked about getting outskilled.
Bloody sheep in a split earth. He just gave that opening. Like, he was in the right spot to help break that, and with the DD running, they're going to be able to take Roche.
Give me that
even
replay.
Without this HP. That is insane. Look at that stun. That bloody stun.
Oh my god. Sheep God does it again. I mean, yeah, huge assist out from the Rubik, but... Oh... They take an ages, so don't worry about what's going live. It doesn't matter. We just want to watch that rampage again. The 15-minute rampage coming out from Han there, you don't see that very often. That is special.
You get a bottle refill on a regen as well. Off the back of that Roshan, he's just ready to go once more. His BKB still fresh at 9 seconds. Like Supernova, I mean, they actually legitimately are outplaying LRNR at this point. Like, that was a complete outplay. Good positioning, great spell stolen by Sheep, maximizes it in that fight. And, goddamn, like, all of a sudden, Han is 2k above D-Stones and Big Can. Nova, Dong's managed to catch up, Chen's right in the tail of these cores. Like, after a pretty atrocious start for Supernova, they're back in this game. And this is where it's a bit concerning for LRNR, right? You hit your Bloodstone timing in D-Stones. It's actually not felt impactful at all for D-Stones in the middle of these fights. And when these BKBs are done, I mean, you're not going to get as much value out from trying to sap and stay alive in the middle. You're still relying more on your IO to boost you up here.
Yeah, he has to be, like, doing more. I mean, it's hard because... Yeah, I don't know. You relocating in like that really limits how you can play the game on the IO. You know, that Requiem comes through and you're just stuck. So you need to like stay out and then jump in with a tether and mech up like that. Or get the save with the reload. I don't think reloading in was ever really an option in this game. Maybe that could be the lesson they've learned from this. I'm not too sure, honestly. That was just crazy, though. I mean, again, like if Sheep wasn't there, though, none of this happens. But Sheep just somehow was just in the river with a splitter. Like... I'm just enjoying the Han and Sheep show. You know, I'm here for it.
Yeah. You know, he's no llama, but he's doing the job just right here. no problems for Sheep. And the side of Supernova, I mean, you're going to hit these really good item timings. Like, Dong is holding on to 3k gold in the inventory. Probably just thinking he had the Shivas queued up earlier, but probably considering the BKB first, which I wouldn't fault him for. Now, Han just straight into that Daedalus. He just wants to kill everyone that much faster. And he'll just go for the pushes, so...
Bye.
Oh, Bocce.
Yep, Bocce, the signature hero on the side of Lonely Rock and Roll, getting boxed up pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, the name of the enemy is Bocce the Rock. Bocce doesn't quite feel like a rock here. Doesn't feel like he's rocking and rolling either at this game just yet. So we'll have to see if they can kind of get rolling back into this game. They've got the Echo Saber BKB up and running. Very soft rock. Not too difficult to break through at all. Maybe something like pumice. That's pretty soft.
Oh yeah, or yeah. What a soft rock. Pumice. I think is limestone quite? No, I think limestone's quite tough.
I think it is. Like lime, chalk lime is technically a rock,
sure.
right?
There we go.
So
We'll
that's
go for
soft.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tough times for the side of Lonely Rock and Roll. And this is a bad one, you know. Last game, you're like, okay, you know, we messed up the draft a little bit. It is what it is. This game, you came out great in the lanes, and all of a sudden you give the SF a rampage, and now you feel like a bunch of silly billies.
Yeah. It was a pretty decent lead early on. You had good lanes coming out, and then you just can't capitalize on it the same way that Supernova does. They punish you really well. They take objectives so fast. They've got the full Shiva's guard for Dong, so he does decide to go that route instead, feeling that the BKB is probably not necessary here. And he doesn't even really care about the magic damage. The only thing you're worried about is the control. And I guess when it comes down to it, Duel's the ultimate control from YYYY, and the BKB won't save you from that, so you don't need much. They take the tier 2 no contest. Like, LRNR is just bleeding out these objectives. You're recognizing they can't fight into the Aegis, but there's only half a minute left. At some point, LRNR will have to try to make a play. You know, they've got to take that risk.
Yeah, you don't need this Ember Spirit to be the big carry here. You know, don't build like you know, crits and Daedalus or anything like that. You've got Han. So he's happy to just go for these multi-utility builds and enable his Shadow Fiend and put his faith in Han. And so far, there has been no reason not to do that. Han has been a beast. Beautiful stuff.
And his Daedalus is almost done here as well. 480 gold away. So his output's just going to skyrocket at that point forward. He has his level 15 talent, so the push goes a lot faster. The side of LRNR, I mean, they've got everything they could possibly ask for at this point. The next step is a pipe for Chen, mitigating a lot of that output you're relying on from D-Stones quite a fair bit. You need so much more, it feels like, on Big Can to be impactful, right? Like, the difference in our Monkey King from Dong last game and Big Can this game is massive. Like, we saw Dong hit this really fast Radiance timing last time into the BKB. He had a lot of impact. For Big Can, he goes for the Echo Saber. He wants to be active, and when you're not able to find those kills, it feels like you fall behind so fast in the Monkey.
Yeah, you go for this build and you trade off like farming potential and turn for killing potential, and then you just get blown up by a Shadow Fiend like this, and now you feel really bad. Oh dear, now they jump forward for more. In jumps Dong, getting 2 heroes locked on down here. The Global Silence comes out just to ensure this IO pickoff. They'll move towards Bocce as well. Bocce is gone. Absolutely clapped. The Supernova secure themselves 3 easy peasy kills. And now they can do what they want. They can keep securing the map. They can lock down Lonely Rock and Roll inside their base and wait for Roshan. They can even maybe start hammering on the high ground a bit. The floor is yours.
Yeah, it's open. And they're probably just not going to stop. I mean, you've got the 15 talent. You can melt through these objectives fairly fast with that minus armor. No reason to really back off. LRNR, it felt like we needed to see more activity with the relocates with D-Stones and our IO, but it felt like after that one play up top, they just haven't tried to do it again. They don't have map control. They don't have vision control with the Hawks flying out everywhere. They'll try for the smoke out. They do have the blink duel ready on YYYY. They've got another way of initiating here.
God, I just remembered how good a game YYYY was having earlier, and how we were all like, "Oh, the redemption arc, you know, this is his chance. He's gonna own this game. He's got 30 dual damage in like 15 minutes, and now this hit a brick wall."
It's just kind of the nature of the LC. It feels like once you stumble a little bit, you lose that momentum. Then it can be a bit of a struggle to find those dual wins again. Like with a blade mail, does feel definitely still possible. Like you jump Han, he can still melt to the blade mail duel coming out as long as he's isolated. The issue is you're not finding Han isolated anymore. Like he is closer to his team. It's easier for them to punish any sort of duel or relocate plays that comes out from LRNR.
I mean, and the Shiva's guard
Supernova
as
just
well,
smokes
right?
again.
Like, makes it really, really hard to get these kills inside duel if you don't have BKB going. It's a huge problem.
Yeah. It's just hard to pin anyone down and feel secure in these fights. Smoke from Supernova doesn't? Well, it might actually line up now.
I don't know, Sheep's flying, Sheep's looking, Sheep's finding, but the BKB is there, but oh my god, Undying just gets completely smacked in the face by a hand. Daedalus just two-shots the poor guy. Unlucky, bro.
That is Global Silence down at the least.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe LRNR
it was
feels
a good,
a little
it
bit
was
more
a good
secure in a
trade.
high ground fight.
Yeah. 1,550 physical damage dealt and 2 right clicks from the Shadow Fiend there. Feels okay. And now the Undying saying thanks for giving him the dual victory damage. Stupid why. That'd have been fine there if it wasn't for that. The extra 20 damage really made the difference. Kind of a shame they're not trying to contest this. Like, I understand it, but I feel like this is your last chance. You know, they've used global. Maybe you can try something, but they're going to try and leave it to a high ground fight instead. It is what it is, I suppose. Oh, here they go. They're going to be able to find the duel into the Ruby. This should be an easy kill. So they will be able to pick up the duel, but look at the damage coming through into the left track. I was trying to keep him alive. He can heal him up a bit, but not nearly, or maybe enough, actually. D-Stone's still alive for now. But no, Han just 4 stars forwards. Doesn't even need to save it for defensive use with the Aegis and can bring him down. Now, Big Can, he needs to be a fast can and roll himself out of here. Meanwhile, decorative Wukong's command, maybe a celebratory one thrown out by Sheep here. Looks very nice. Well done.
Yeah. That ranged Wukong is fairly annoying to deal with. Doesn't really have an impact there, but eventually, you know, if you hold on to it long enough,
You get
it feel good.
maybe get yourself some gloves of haste or something.
And they definitely can't stop this high ground. They take the melee racks mid, they're going to go run down bot. They don't even bother with the range racks, as they know they can just come back to that later. Oh,
Oh, they're gonna go
That's
for the
a big
duel.
one.
They're gonna find it. Global being used there, not for the respawn. Okay, well, let's see how it works out for them. Han is back, and he's gonna be able to slap down this Io with ease. And well, they are not slowing down the side of Supernova. They're gonna try and pump the brakes a little bit now, but the shot is there from Sheep, and now in comes Requiem. The damage through onto YYYY, and they're gonna be able to take him down. And now Han just gets back to work on those barracks. He knows what he wants, and it is objectives, and they're gonna be able to find it. Another lane going their way. And in fact, look at this. They're just walking up the high ground. No respect being shown to Lonely Rock and Roll whatsoever. D-Stones tries to throw some lightning their way, but they're just looking for the final lane of barracks here. Han just striding up to them, just swaggering over. You're not going to stop the Swagger Fiend at this rate. They are going to jump in, though, with the BKB and with the Bloodstone being popped. They are going to heal him up pretty damn nicely here. The mech is on cooldown, but D-Stones, he's living through it for now, but not long enough. Han does kill him when that Bloodstone runs out. Now looks over towards Boshi as well. Boshi's just being boxed up. They do have the duel. Do they have the damage? They need a little bit more, and they are going to find it. They'll both go down. Han and YYYY go down together. But if I die, you go down with me, says the Legion Commander, and now they're going to look for this opening here. Sheep is going to fall. They're going to look for more. Can they catch the Ember Spirit? Seems unlikely. He's still got quite a lot left in the tank, and he can juke left, right, and center to catch out this Monkey. Monkey won't have anything left to keep chasing this one, so they'll leave it at that, but the damage to their base is severe.
yeah, it's 2 racks down. They hold on LRNR, and they find some openings, you know. Again, the dual blade mail on an isolated SF, it still does a ton of output. you can get the punishment on. You're suddenly at 114 damage here for YYYY as well. So that singular control is still effective, but the side of Supernova is still really far ahead. For LRNR, they still haven't even taken this Meteor 1, and they're not able to just collapse and run onto that objective, even after that win. They're just not able to. So it still feels like for LRNR to bounce back into this game, they'll have to win at least 3 fights in a row. Feels like maybe 2, if there's like a Roshan right next to one of those fights. Yeah, if there's a Roche after the second fight, then you take Roche, you can probably equalize the map a little bit, at least take a Rax, take a tier 2 into Rax. Maybe.
Getting
in a
very
ideal scenario. Yeah, like it has to be really 2 clean fights for them, like no losses. But it's hard to see that one.
I mean, one big pickup here for Han is definitely the Satanic, which is going to make killing him off inside that duel a lot harder. And he's going for a Sanj to follow up after that as well. So, yeah, really committing towards this whole status resistance thing. Recognizing that the one way that he can lose this game is if he gets dueled every single fight and just itemizing appropriately. You'll have to see it. And now they start the fight once again. They're going to be able to get the quick pick up onto the Io. That is a big one. And he doesn't actually have buyback here. They will get the duel out onto the Silencer though. So they get that one turnaround at least. But look at Dong. He's just dancing around this fight right now. Not really too concerned, especially with Zio out of the equation. But Chen might have taken a step too far forward here. Raw instantly purged off by the press the attack as Han trying to set up on the high ground of the Requiem. That's not going to happen though, as the Stones turns around with a stun back onto Han. And these shards are being very annoying as well. They kind of need to move the fight here. As Big Can kind of being juked around a little bit. Dong is just playing around this fight. He's having a great time. This might be actually his as they look over towards D-Stones now as well. Chains are up in 1 second, but she might just go down to the Legion Commander, but Han's here. He's got the Satanic as well just to keep on healing up through all of that damage, and that will be the end. One fight is all it takes for Supernova to finish this one off, force out the GG, and force out a pretty damn decent 2-0 as well in this series, and that is going to keep them